Alright guys, we have the new Cuspiria Cleanup Battle, which now feature hard mode, so I'll be showing you guys a guide for the yellow stages today. By yellow stages, I mean basically yellow characters have advantage here, okay? Now, I have already done the recording earlier today, and then I saw the in-game announcement, and also on Discord that there's some kind of abnormal damage bug going on right now, and judging by what people are saying on Discord, it seems like we are hitting a lot less than what we're capable of, and that can potentially explain why I'm only able to get to A star on this stage right now. So hopefully once that bug is actually fixed, you can probably get to 9 stars with this strategy, or maybe even 10 stars all the way, okay? I don't really know exactly how big the issue that this damage bug right now is, so that's kind of why I can't really guarantee exactly whether or not this can get 9 stars or 10 stars. But as of now, at least it can guarantee 8 stars on the hard mode, and I will also be showing guys a strategy using standard band only characters on the normal stages, which can get you to 10 stars. Now, obviously, you can also use the same strategy on the hard mode because it's the same enemy, same skill rotations. Only thing that's going to be different is obviously the enemy is going to be a bit bulkier. So whatever I'm using on the normal stages to get 10 star can definitely work on the hard stages. I just don't know how many stars you'll be able to get with it. Maybe only 6, maybe 7 if you're lucky. But basically, depending on what characters you have, just try to go in between the two strategies and adjust accordingly, okay? That's probably going to be the format. I'll do all of the cleanup battles in the future. I'll show one with standard banner only on the normal stages to get all 10 stars, and I'll try to do one on hard stages going as far as possible with limited characters, and you guys can just take the two extreme ends and adjust accordingly depending on what characters you have. But yeah, now let me just show you the strategy themselves. The normal stage is pretty straightforward. You basically have Yaga and also Domain Megami, always try to do a combo attack between them. You also have Nobara and also Tingojo, always try to do a combo attack between them, okay? Now the enemy does have 3 phases, and you won't actually be able to charge up your ult 3 times in this battle. You can only do it twice. So that's kind of why for the very first phase of the battle, or for the enemy HP, you actually want to wipe out with Nobara's skill 3 rather than her ultimate attack, okay? And then afterwards, for the second phase and third phase, that's basically when you do all of your combo, ult, etc. Now you can see I also have Saki Rindo here, but she's just there to die, so that Megami can come up on the second turn and get activated and trigger this passive effect from this reflection, okay? So extra HP, extra curse energy, and also extra damage down. Now, it's very important whoever you have here actually dies on turn 1, because Megami do need to be on the court at least from the second turn onwards in order to charge up his domain in time. So if you don't have someone low level to guarantee dying on the very first turn, then just put Domain Megami in the starting lineup, okay? I'll show you of my skill level as well. My Domain Megami does say level 10 in terms of ult and level 9 in terms of skill 3, but that's only because I had to level them up afterwards for the hard stage of the cleanup battle, okay? So for when I was actually doing a normal one, my ult was only at level 7, and my skill 3 was only at level 8, okay? So just pay a bit of attention to those. You don't need Megami to be that kick above. Now, in terms of the potentials, I do have Nobara's one of her potentials unlocked, and also I do have some of the nodes on floor 2 unlocked as well, okay? So on floor 1, what you can see here is that I do have this SP potential unlocked, okay? I didn't have this one unlocked because I don't actually need it. This is just for her skill 3, but also actually able to kill off the enemy with her skill 3, the first HP bar anyway, without using this. If you're having trouble, then you might need to unlock this. And then for floor 2, this is also going to be the way I'll do it for all of my characters. Basically, I have some of the small nodes unlocked, but not all of them. And the reason is some of them actually require resources, which you can only get on the hard version of the sweep battle, okay? So that's kind of what anything which requires this extra resources, which you can only get on second floor, which by the way, you can tell there's a number 2 on the bottom left corner, okay? So anything require that, I did not have them unlocked, but anything without that, anything that can be farmed on, the easy version or the normal version of the cleanup battle, then I do have them unlocked. And that's going to be the case for all of my characters, okay? So that is going to be the strategy for the normal one, which is quite straightforward. You can get to rank 10 on the normal stage, possibly, I would say at least 6 or probably 7 stars on the hard version as well, okay? And then for the hard mode, this is where I then use the limited characters, and like I said, I managed to get to rank 8 on this one. I can probably push it to rank 9, to be honest, with this strategy, because my Yaga actually ran out of curse energy, so if I do my rotations a bit better, and also my Shoko actually died on the very last turn, rotation. So I'm actually missing like 2 rounds of buffs from my character. So potentially this can actually be pushed to rank 9. I'm not too sure. And also with this abnormal damage bug, in fact, I'm pretty sure this can be used to get to a rank 9. It's just that with that bug, I can't really show you guys, and I don't really want to retry it, knowing that there's a bug going on right now. But in terms of strategy for this, it's very similar. Rather than Saki to die, you're going to have Kaito to die. This can basically just ensure you have a bit more curse energy on your Yaga and also your Shoko. Now, the way you actually want him to die is that you only want to activate this recollection on turn 2. And the reason for this is that on turn 1, the enemy is only going to attack once because he is also going to use a self buff, whereas on turn 2 and turn 3 the enemy will actually attack twice. So that's kind of what having this recollection only activate on turn 2 can make sure you actually die on turn 3, whereas if you actually activate this on turn 1 you can't actually guarantee he will be dying. Okay, so that's basically how you want to ensure your Kaito dies. Afterwards then you have Megami coming out, and then what you're going to do is you're going to do the standard try to go for combo ult between your Yaga and also Megami, and then try to do a combo ult between your Shoko and also your Zone Yuji. Now, the only thing you have to bear in mind is going to be in terms of your skill rotation. So first of all, my Yaga and Shoko only started buffing on turn 2. Now, depending on whether or not you can actually kill off your phase 1 in time, the ideal scenario is that you only actually start your debuff on your yellow Yaga from turn 3 onwards, because you will see I'll have run out of curse energy towards the end of battle. So delaying that by 1 extra turn and only have Yaga debuffing on turn 3 is going to be ideal, but it's going to be kind of up to whether or not you can actually kill off the first HP bar in time though. So you do have to play around with that just to see when you actually need to start debuffing on your yellow Yaga. Yellow Shoko can definitely start buffing up on the second turn because she doesn't actually have that issue of running out of curse energy. Okay, and then in terms of your other skill rotations, vast majority of the time your debuffers will just be doing their supporting skills. Okay, whereas for your domain Megami, what you want to do is that once you actually use his ult, for the 3 turn afterwards, where you can do a debuff, you want to do 2 skill 1 plus 1 skill 3. The reason why you're doing a combination of them is because your skill 1 do damage taken debuff, which is a lot higher than his skill 3 in terms of numerical value, but skill 3 is a different type of debuff in terms of it's a physical technique debuff. Okay, and because your other 2 characters also have a mixture of damage dealt buff and also curse technique, physical technique debuff, because Yaga has that, and then Shoko, when you actually activate her ultimate attack, this is a damage dealt buff as well. Okay, so basically by playing around with them, you are actually able to get the maximum amount of damage or debuff, but if you actually use skill 1 twice and skill 3 once. Now theoretically, what you can actually do even better is that if you don't actually use this combo attack from Shoko and just spam skill 3 all the time, you can get even more multiply in terms of your attacks. But the thing is, I run out of curse energy if I keep on doing that, so that's kind of why I still end up using her ultimate attack in order for that combo attack for a bit of extra chip damage and more to just conserve curse energy on my Shoko. Once again, eventually, if I actually have my Shoko at 2 dupe, etc., I probably don't need to do this and I can get more damage out. But right now, without that extra curse energy, that's basically the way I have to play around with it. Okay, and then in terms of your Zone Yuji, the way you want to do it is basically just spam skill 3 on the first phase from turn 1 onwards, and that's because you really need to make sure you actually kill off phase 1 by turn 7. Okay, so that's kind of why on turn 1 to 6 I will be using skill 3 throughout, and in fact I will also be activating his reflection on turn 2 as well. Okay, and then on turn 7 you can get away with just using a normal single target attack. That should be enough to kill off the enemy, and that can conserve a bit of a curse energy for you as well. Okay, but other than that, you'll be going back into just spamming skill 3 throughout. Okay, and then obviously, once you actually have your ult charge out, the way you want to do it is you first of all do a combo ult between your Yaga and also Megami to kill off the enemy's first HP bar on turn 7. On turn 8, you then do a combo attack between your Shoko and Zone Yuji, and then afterwards you would then activate Recollection and then do skill skill 2 first and then skill 3, and then afterwards do a double stack of skill 3. Okay, so that's better how you do the skill rotation on Yuji. And also, by the way, that's also going to be when you'll be activating the recollection on your Yaga. I'll actually have a misplay in my demo later, but basically the way you want to do it is you want to activate it on the turn you do the combo attack between your Shoko and also Yuji. Okay, so basically because this lasts for 3 turns, you're able to buff up both your combo ult, and then for the 2 giga buff double stacking move from Yuji afterwards in the 2 turn afterwards as well. Okay, so basically, even though this only lasts for 3 turns, you're able to activate it for 5 damage dealing attacks from Yuji. Okay, so that's basically the timing when you want to activate this. Now, like I said, all of this was able to get me to 8 star. 9 star might be possible after they fix the bugs, and also I'll get a bit more luckier so that my Shoko doesn't actually die early. Maybe 10 star can even be possible if you actually unlock the potential completely, because if you actually take a look at the potential here, what you realize is that on the second floor there are still like a 5% extra buff I can get from here. There are a bunch of raw stats I can get from here, but the most important thing is actually going to be this ultimate co-op effect. Because this happens that when you actually activate this co-op effect, what you're going to do is you're actually going to get an 18% physical technique buff to yourself. And this is massive because a lot of the damage Son Yuji does is not actually from his ultimate attack, but from the turns right after his ultimate attack. So this 18% buff is literally going to be buffing your strongest nukes in this game. So that's kind of why this is actually going to be massive for Son Yuji. So I do feel like if you actually have everything unlocked here, this can probably get you to rank 10, but that's for us to see once they actually fix the bug, etc. Okay.
こういった敵との戦い方を教えよう。最善の一手を常。行くわよ。手加減してやらねえぞ。ほら、来いよ。これが無限。目標、ブラバー。まだ。あとは任せろ。やるか。最善。相手し、俺のターンってな。かかってこいや。これが無限。行くぞ。目標、ブラバー。やるか。相手の。行くわよ。俺のターンってな。かかってこいや。これが無限。行くぞ。やれ。行くぞ。最善の。相手して。手加減してやら。これが無限。ここで。やれ。やるか。相手の動きを観察。相手してやる。俺のターンってな。かかってこいや。これが無限。ああ、やるね。白だ。いつでも行けぞ。最善の一手を常に考えろ。準備万端。こっからよ。俺のターンってな。これが無限。もう一点か。願望を上げて。通例上。看護師。来るぞ。ストレー。やれ。連れてってあげる。おいでよ。行くぞ。さて。行くわよ。覚悟しとけ。教育が必要そうだな。出番だキャシー。出力最大。青。行くぞ。オッケー。やるじゃない。行くぞ。相手の動きを。相手してやる。俺のターンってな。やれ。仕方ねえな。連れてってあげる。おいでよ。行くぞ。最善の一手を。相手してやる。手加減してやらねえぞ。やれ。仕方ねえな。やるか。準備万端。手加減してやらねえぞ。行くぞ。やるか。相手の準備万端。こっからよ。手加減してやらねえぞ。これが無限。はあ、やれ。やるか。さて。準備万端。こっからよ。手加減してやらねえぞ。かかってこいや。これが無限。やれ。やるか。さて。準備は俺のターンってな。このまま払うわよ。これが無限。ガキ。ブラバー。いつでも行けぞ。さて。準備万端。覚悟しとけ。これが無限。教育展開。願望を上げて。教育が必要そうだな。出番だキャシー。今だ。遅れるなよ。行くぞ。最善。準備は覚悟しとけ。これが無限。やれ。行くぞ。相手の準備万端。覚悟しとけ。 やれ。
通例情報
やるね。出力最大。青。
やってやんや。
今ならこっちが優位。相手の
相手してやる。
俺のターンってな。やれ。仕方ねえな。俺の勝ち。集中するんだ。相手の動き。行くか。皆様前に集中を。指導だ。
動かないでね。おいでよ。
集中する。最善の一手。
ほどほどに
行くか。
解析しといたから。
やれ。叩きかけ。
体調は完全に。
しっかりしろ。相手。行くか。皆様前に集中を。
なるほどね。
モキュブラパン。あとは任せろ。やるか。
ほどほどに頑張るか。
よし。
なるほどね。
行くぞ。モキュブラパン。
おいでよ。
やるか。最善の行くか。
解析しといたから。
行くぞ。やれ。いつでも行けるぞ。最善の
ほどほどに頑張る。
行くか。
解析しといたから。
ここでモキュブラパン。いつでも行けるぞ。さて
さあ
行くか。
解析しといたから。
統一見解。もう上げて。最後まで気は抜く教育が必要そうだな。出番だキャッシー。今だ。遅れるな。行くぞ。最善の
さて治療の時間だ。
いけない。からけ。やれ。
好きにバラしていいよね。今後に役立てるよ。
特戦。
やるか。
おっしゃ。
連れてってあげる。おいでよ。
行くぞ。最善の一手を常に
飲みすぎたか。
よし。
なるほどね。
からけ。モキュブラパン。崩れろ。叩きかけ。行くぞ。はい。
飲みすぎ。
行くか。
解析しといたから。
取り組む。やれ。
おお楽できそうだ。
叩きかけ。今ならこっちが言う。相手の
ほどほどに頑張る。
よし。
なるほどね。
やれ。今ならこっちが優位だ。さて準備はいいか。
死にたく。
行くか。
なるほどね。
やれ。やるか。さて準備はいいか。
さあ
行くか。
なるほどね。
ここでモキュブラパン。いつでも行けるぞ。さて
さあ
いけない。
解析しといたから。
統一見解。もう上げて。教育が必要そうだな。出番だキャッシー。今だ。遅れるな。やるか。相手の動きを観察し。
さて治療の時間だ。
いけない。ガキ。モキュブラパン。
好きにバラしていいよね。今後に役立てるよ。
特戦。
やるか。
おっしゃ。
おいでよ。
やるか。
飲みすぎたか。
体が重てえ。
解析しといたから。
崩れろ。
前線なんて出るものじゃないな。
いくぞ。よし。いくぞ。やれ。最後まで気は抜くな。